Hello, friends. My appreciation and gratitude to you once again for taking your time to check into this video on APA style of referencing. I hope the previous video helped you in understanding the step needed to be taken for writing references for journal and theses or dissertations. And to continue in this video, we will see the APA style of referencing for sources cited from books, reports, magazines, and newspaper. As mentioned earlier in the first video on APA style of referencing, preparation of reference list is time consuming and a proper attention is needed in addition to the steps that needs to be followed meticulously. Okay, because as I said, each and every element or details in the references are equally significant and important. Okay, so to begin with, this is the framework that will show how the cited work will be displayed in the in-text citation as well as in the reference list. That's why I mentioned you need to know what is a narrative citation and a parenthetical citation, and I have already uploaded a video on these separately, so please kindly check that if you are not sure of what this is all about as yet. And the other thing here is that DOI, which is a digital object identifier, is like an identity. Any work or article or book published in the web, whereas the URL is the address of the same. Okay, so to begin with, let's continue with the same example because it's easy to understand by using this common name that we all know or heard of. Okay, let's use the example of the author one will be Tom Cruise, author two will be Amitabh Bachchan, author three will be Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and author four will be, you can guess, and so on and so forth. All right, if you cite your work from a book, okay, and then let's say that book is single author, okay, it's written by one person. So this is how it will appear in your in-text citation, and this is how it will appear in your reference list. So let's say that book is written by author number one, which is Tom Cruise. So this will be in the in-text citation, we Cruise and the year, okay, within parentheses, and then sentence will follow in case of a narrative citation. And in the case of a parenthetical citation, then it will be this at the end of the sentences, and it will be Cruised, last name of the author, and the year in which the book was published. And in reference list, you have to write the author's last name, Cruise, author initial, T, dot, year in which the book was published, and title of the book in italics, and the publisher name. Okay. And in case if it's an ebook, the same pattern will follow, but you just have to add DOI or URL at the end of the publisher. Okay. If the book is written by two authors, then this is how it will appear on the in-text citation as well as in the reference list. Okay. Let's say that these two authors are as given in the exam, Tom Cruise and Amitabh Bachchan. So the in-text citation it will be Cruised, okay, and Bachchan, and the year in parentheses and sentences. Okay. In parenthetical citation, the sentence at the end of the sentences, so it will be Cruised and Bachchan, comma, and the year of publication of the book. Okay. Similarly here, it follows the same procedure. Okay. And where the book title will be always be in italics, and then the publisher name after it. And if it is is available online, okay, you can keep the DOI, and if not the DOI, then you can keep the URL at the end of the publisher. All right. Similarly, in case of three authors or more than three authors, then in the in-text citation, you write only the last name of the first author, and then followed by the word et al to represent the others. Okay, and the year in bracket. So in the example, it will be Cruise et al. Dot. Okay, and in parenthetical citation, it will be Cruised et al. And comma, a full stop, comma, and then year. Sorry, I forgot a full stop here. All right. And in case of the reference list, it will appear as Cruise, comma, T dot, comma, Bachchan, comma, A dot and let's say in case of 3 Dhoni comma 10 dot S dot, then the year will in parenthesis and title of the book in italics and the publishers. And again, if it's an ebook, you can give the DOI or the URL at the end of the publishers. All right. Now, how will you cite books in case of an edited book? Okay. So, for example, now, in case of a single author, okay, in case of a single author, just remember this. In the in-text citation, it will be the last name of the author and the year as always. Okay, it will be the same. And parenthetical citation will be last name of the author, comma, and the year. Okay. And then in a reference list, you write the cruised, comma, P dot, and you'll use this ED for one author. If it's edited by one author, then it will be ED. Okay. Then you follow this procedure, dot and close parenthesis and a full stop, the year of the edited, which the edited book was published, title of the book, and the publishers. And in case of two authors, similarly, cruised and Bachchan, and then the year of publication. And in case of parenthetical citation, it will be the sentence, and at the end of the sentence will be cruise and Bachchan, comma, the year of publication. But here, in case because of two, you see that the first author last name will be Cruz, T dot comma, and Bachchan, comma, A dot comma. Here you use EDS because two editors. Okay. So next will come the year of publication, title of the book, year of the book in italics, and publishers. Okay. And in case of it's available online, then you can put the DOI at the end of the publishers or the URL. Okay. And you have more than 3 authors in text citation, you always use the last name of the first author and then add all. Okay, similar to that I've already mentioned. Similarly here, but here also will be the same. Okay, like same as that of the two author, only the name of the number of authors will increase. So if you have 5 authors, and after the name of the 5 authors, then you use in bracket EDS. Okay, edited book. This is signified for edited book, and then the year and title of the book published. All right. So in case of another kind of books, can be of different edition. First edition, second edition, third edition, fourth edition, and so on and so forth. Okay, how will you cite a book from this case? Similarly, in this case, same pattern with that of the edited book. Okay, in case of in-text citation, it will be the same, exactly the same as that of edited book. Only difference here is that you see the author last name and author initial for single author. We cruise T dot the year of publication, title of the book. After the title of the book, you add the edition. Which edition is it? 5 edition, 6 edition, 7 edition, and then the publisher. Okay. And in case of two authors, similarly, cruise. I'm going to use the example cruise, comma T dot comma and Bachchan, comma A dot year of publication, title of the book, and in which edition? Second edition, third edition, fourth edition, publisher. And similarly, for more than 2 authors, okay, you use the same pattern. Okay, just follow the same pattern, and this is how you refer an edition book. All right. What happens next is, what if you take your work from a small chapter within an edited book? How you cite that? You have to cite the last name of the chapter author, because different chapters is written by different authors. So you take the last name of the chapter author and the year. In case of a narrative citation, parenthetical citation will be the last name of the author. Okay, and then the year was publication. Now in the reference list, this is how you have to do it. Author of the chapter last name, author initial, and the year of okay, of publication of the book. Okay, here title of the chapter, and then don't forget, you have to mention this I am in the first editor of that book. First editor, first name. Okay, let's say here would be E dot Cruz. You see, last name, and then let's say the next author here will be A dot Bachchan, and then here again you have to use this EDS for edition. Okay, then title of the edited book in italics, and then the page from start page from which so starting page of the chapter to the end page of the chapter, and then last write the publisher. Okay. In case there is any addition information about the book in the same parenthesis before the page number of the chapter, separate with a comma. Okay. Include if there's any addition in the book, then you have to include the addition just here. Okay. Here, let's say the third edition. Okay, for example, and the page continuing from 25 to 32. Right. Now, what if in case if you set a work from a book and the book has no author name in it? Okay, so either you write in your title of the book and the year in which it's published. Okay, okay, but you have to make sure that each of the major word in the title should be capitalized. Or you can use the in-text citation as anonymous, and within write the year of publication of the book. And in case of parenthetical citation, it will be anonymous, comma, and the year. Okay. And in the reference list, if you use this, you have to write the title of the book and the work done. Okay. And the publishers. The title of the book will be in italics, or you can use the word anonymous dot the year of publication. Title of the book will be in italics and publisher's name. Okay. So actually you use the word anonymous only if even in the books the author does not, the author name is not mentioned and it's been used as anonymous even in the books itself. Then only you can use the word anonymous. All right. Let's say you cite your work from a government annual report or any report published by the government of any particular country or particular state. Okay, in in-text citation, you have to name the specific government department name and the year in parentheses. So in case of parenthetical citation, it will be at the end of sentences. Okay, here in the reference list, it will be the specific department which prepared the report. The name of that will be in the author position. Okay, and the year of publication, and what's the title of the report, it will be in italics. And if there is any publication number of that report, please provide it within parentheses. And then at the end will be the parent parent government department name will be as the publisher name. Okay, for example, if you said you work from some of the regional office of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change of a particular state, okay, then you can use that as an author name. Okay, at the end, and as a publisher, you have to mention the name of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change as the publisher's name. Okay, just follow this. I think it's easier. Now, what in case of a group author, okay, or an organization which is, or an organization come up with a report and then you cite your work from there, then you have to follow this as an in-text citation. Last name of the first author of the publication, followed by et al. Okay, similar, and then the year, and for parenthetical citation, this you have to follow. And here you'll have to write the name of the last name of the first author. Let's see, the first author here is Cruz T dot comma Bachchan comma A dot Dhoni comma M dot S dot, and the year here on which the report was published, and the report title, and then the organization name. Okay, so if the report also has a report number, just like just now we talked about, then you can include it within parentheses after the report title. For example, report number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be placed here. You got it? All right. So this is how you will write reference for a report that is published by any organization. Next, let's see how write a reference for articles that we use from magazines. Okay, in text citation, you use author last name, the year. Similarly, like as always, okay, first author last name, second author last name. And you have more than, if you have more than two, then in here it will be the first author last name and et al. Okay, and the year. Okay, in case of parenthetical citation, it will be same. In case of more than two, you'll use the first author last name and et al. Okay, similar like always do. So in the reference list, it will appear as the author last name, author initial. Okay, it will be the same for all, no matter how many number of authors here. Okay, the year in which the article was published, the month, the date within parentheses, and the article title and the magazine name should be in italics. Okay, and then you have a comma, and then you keep a volume, the issue, comma, start page to end page or the page range. Okay, and if it's online, available online, you keep the DOI or date. If not, then you don't have DOI, then keep your URL. Okay, and in case if the magazine does not have a volume or issue, then you can add only up to the name of the magazines. Okay, now how will you write your reference using APA style in case you cite something from the newspaper article? Okay, so here similarly, author last name in narrative citation. Okay, here parentheses here. This depends. Okay, so if two authors, then you know the pattern. If three authors, you know the pattern. So you use the word add-on. So the reference list, the author last name, initial of authors, year, month, date within parentheses, title of the article that you cite your work from, and the newspaper article title. Okay, and provide URL for newspaper or online newspaper. So if the printed version of the newspaper article is used, provide the page or pages of the article after the newspaper article. So in case there is pages indicated in the newspaper, you can write here page, let's say 25 to 26, but do not use the abbreviation P or PP like you use in other cases. Okay, so with this we have come to an end, and I hope this video will help you and guide you in writing the correct way of writing of APA style of referencing. Thank you so much once again, and God bless.